What is up? Here we are, Totally Todd's Guitar Wild, live from somewhere in Southern California. Smash that subscribe button, bro! The baby is asleep. Do you know where your parents are? Are you stuck in a rut? Are you sick of the first 3 frets? Do you want to branch out, break through, get free? Ride your hog, knees to the breeze, going up and down that neck like so. In this video, I will give you the tools to find a major scale in any key all over the neck. Too good to be true, right? It's not. Who really uses the major scale these days? Everybody. This is kind of a continuation of some of the other videos we've done, so you could just binge them all over and over. Hit the bell icon, ding, 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 and you get an email. If you use Yahoo like I do, it'll go straight to your junk mail, so it doesn't matter anyways. Who uses Yahoo these days? Finding the major scale all over the neck. This might seem like a boring lesson. It's not. First of all, it's a guitar lesson, so that is not boring right there. As I said, we're referencing some other videos, so you can find those popping up somewhere around here. Our producer will lay them out. C-A-G-E-D. Using the cage system is how I also find my scales and positions on the guitar. So like I said, we're going to be using the cage system, and that was what we already did some videos on. And since then, how many letters have we gotten? Probably thousands. The baby's room is mostly fan mail, although it's not necessarily fan mail because people are asking me, what is the cage system for? Well, we put the fan mail and hate mail in a cage and no one ever read it. Just kidding, we read everyone, so I'll post our address right here. Okay, my producer's saying, don't waste the paper, use the comment box because we will read the comments. Anyhow, people were not emailing or commenting, they were snail mailing us. What good is the cage system? I don't think I get anything out of it. So this is a response to that, basically. Is it good for scales? It is very good for scales. Major scale, major pentatonic, Mixolydian scale. That is kind of where we get the attitude and the melodic power of the major scale. Without further ado, let's just take a look. Somewhere on the screen, the tabs will pop up for what I'm doing. There are a few markers that we'll go over, but there is just some like random shape memory. Like with the cage system, we already know the shapes already and maybe at first. So we'll go over them. We can look at the tabs, address each one as they come along. We're gonna do it in the key of G and stay in G. We're gonna go from here down to here. So full octaves worth of caged system theory. Okay, so major scale, the major scale, what is it? So before we find it all over the neck, let's figure out what it is first. There's one trick that I've come up with that I've always used. Those are the movements down the neck, or wherever it is on the neck. But those are the degrees. Starting with your G note. So starting here, you go whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Let's do it again. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. W, W, H, W, 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 H. So we learned that on the E string, the low E string. So let's just do it on the octave because the high E string is kind of where it all sort of happens. And we can hop on it at any point to finish out our scale or just to start a solo or however you want to do it. So same exact thing applies, same frets. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. What are chords? So these major chords that we're going to be playing are essentially the same 3 notes in various spots. This G, this G, this G, this G, and those Gs. They contain the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th of the notes in the G major scale. We already have 3 notes of the G major scale. So let's fill those others in. We'll memorize where they all are because we can change them to find other scales and other sounds. We're going to apply a number to each degree of the scale. In the major scale, there are 7 notes. Let's go over them from the open G position. 1, 2, 6, 7. Back to 1. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 1. So now that we know what the G major scale sounds like and what all the degrees are, let's put it into some practical use, starting with our first shape, the G shape. Now using this G shape as an outline, I'm gonna play the G major scale. Keep going. So that's the G major scale played twice, low to high. Now we have the E shape of the G major chord. And I can use this as a template for 2 more G major scales. Our next shape is going to be the D shape. The 2 ways I look at it from here are pretty similar, but I'm going to go over them anyway. All right, next we have the C shape. Now this brings us to the A shape. And this brings us to a higher octave of the G shape. That was a demonstration finding major scales in the key of G using the cage system. So the cage system isn't just in G. It's a way to move around to other keys. Okay, so briefly, say we move everything up to A. Let's start with the G shape in A. Same exact thing. And so on and so forth. I may do other videos just so we can have the tablature accumulated for other keys, but going back, pausing, screenshotting, however you want to do it, can get you there. In conclusion, don't ever let anybody tell you you cannot find a major scale in any key on anywhere on the neck. I just handed you the keys to the city in the town of a world called fretboard. See you there.